really amazing, I would say even exciting career. I've been an entrepreneur since I was very, very young, and around 20, after a couple of businesses and selling a couple of entities that I created, I became a consultant, and it was the most fun I've had. From really about 21 until my mid-30s, I was in the consulting world, and I got to work with high-performing executives, startups, Global 100 companies. Most of the people I worked with were very entrepreneurial. In fact, they had the entrepreneurial mindset. And then, since I was a consultant, I've been working almost exclusively with consulting and coaching and building content for entrepreneurs to run better businesses, live bigger lives, have businesses that give to them on a daily basis. And rather than the struggle that so many people encounter with running a business, I feel like it should be a daily celebration of achievement, and it really can be. But there's a challenge. See, with everything that makes entrepreneurs so great, so much fun to work with, and really just such empowering people, the people that entrepreneurs seem to disempower the most are themselves. And we actually have a term for it when we're coaching and working with our clients. We call it the Entrepreneurial Spiral. And it goes something like this. You've probably experienced this if you think like an entrepreneur. You wake up in the morning, you get up, you get dressed, you work out, you do whatever you normally do, and maybe it's in the shower, on the drive to work, or in a quiet moment while you're getting ready, inspiration hits you and you think, man, what a fantastic idea. Whatever it is, it's there and it's an incredible idea and you could not be more excited. At that point when this idea hits you, you start getting ready a little faster. You start moving things a little quicker that day because you're gonna go into the office and let people know about the idea. So you get in and you start talking to people, or you get on the phone and tell someone about it, and then you're so surprised that people aren't as excited as you are. And then there's a lot to do that day. And there's this idea that you really want to put time into, but you have so many other things that you need to focus on, should focus on, have to focus on. So you go and do those things. And then a little bit later in the day, you think, oh, that idea was good, but really I have to get these other things done. And I have all these things that I'm responsible for, and I've got to move forward. And then by the middle of the afternoon, you're kind of thinking, what exactly was the idea and how was it going to be? And you know what, there's this meeting I have to go to, so you move further away. And then by the end of the day, you're thinking, why wasn't everybody as excited about that idea as I was? But what was it again exactly? That's that spiral. We get excited and then we talk ourselves out of it almost just as quickly. It's similar to the spiral that we experience when things aren't going our way. We want everything to go in a direction it's not, and then we can talk ourselves out of doing something because it's not moving the way we want. The entrepreneurial spiral is a constant. In fact, every client we've ever had and every person I ever consulted with experienced it. Now, there is a way to overcome that spiral, take your ideas, make them real, and move them forward. But it's challenging. And the easiest thing to do is to get the inspiration, let it pass, and move on. In fact, there's statistics that the average person, entrepreneurial or not, has thousands of marketable ideas in their lifetime. Think if that's average, you, the entrepreneur, might have hundreds of thousands of marketable ideas in your lifetime, but we talk ourselves out of them. So how do we overcome this spiral? We see that destination, that far off place, that perfection that is where we're going, but we just don't get there because from where we are today to where it could be, we can easily back out, talk ourselves out of it, move away from it, or just do something else. When the right idea hits you, I don't want that to happen to you. In fact, I want you to see that vision, but then build bridges to get there. And the way to do that is to take that idea, get it down immediately, write it somewhere. And I know it's hard to write and it feels awkward. And when you open up Microsoft Word and begin to type, that cursor's yelling at you because you don't know what to put down first. That's okay. Just start writing, if it's with a pen or a word processor, get it down. Because here's what we can do. You can break the entrepreneurial spiral completely by making your ideas concrete, writing them down, and then creating a path to get there. This is simple. It's through measurement and milestones. We write down the idea, the destination, where we're going to go, and then we ask ourselves, what are the logical steps, or what are some of the logical steps to take to get there? We spell them out, and then we build a bridge between today and that vision that we have. This is the exact process that my wife and I used to go from bankruptcy to millionaire status in 12 months and then be well into the 8-figure range by the end of this year. in wealth and in equity because we constantly are building a bridge from our vision from where we are today to achieve that big vision, regardless of what it is. And we run multiple businesses today, and all of them are moving in the right direction because this is something we hold ourselves accountable to. You can too. The hardest thing to do is to measure from here to the vision. Because here's how we think. See, that vision is perfection. That vision is a destination. It's exciting. In fact, it has so much that we want to get there. But when we measure from today and we look only in this direction, there's a long way to go. When we set up a few milestones and we achieve one, and instead of measuring the distance we have to go, let's measure the fact that we went a distance from the beginning. And when we measure backwards from where we began, and then we see the progress towards that greater vision, then we start to move forward in an incredibly dynamic way. See, entrepreneurs, high achievers, some call us overachievers, some even use the crazy term workaholic, which is how someone who doesn't like their job describes people like us who love our jobs. See, all of us have a habit of beating ourselves up. In fact, we are our own worst critics. We love to sit down and look at everything we haven't done, because we feel like it's going to motivate us to move forward. What I've found is 100% consistent with all of our clients, with me, with anyone who thinks like we do. That high achievement, overachievement mindset is that when we measure our accomplishments become easier. When we measure where we've come from, it makes it easier to move forward. When we measure what's going right, it makes it easier to do things right again. When we get out of the habit of measuring where we've missed, how hard it's going to be, how much space we have left to go, and we start measuring where we've come from, how much we've done, and how far we've actually achieved, things start moving quickly. You can start this today for the next idea you have, or maybe the project you have on your desk, or that thing, that issue, that book, that blog post, that advertisement, that marketing piece, whatever it is, the new product you're going to develop. Sit down, create some milestones, and start measuring from where you started. Because the process of just creating the milestones and the measurement to move forward is more than most people do when inspiration hits. So measure yourself against yourself and see that you've moved forward, and you'll find that you're moving forward dynamically again. Thanks for being here today. If you want more information like this, go to alexcharfen.com, sign up for our weekly blog post. We'd love to send it to you. We have a lot of dynamic information where we show you how to run a business that gives to you and becomes a daily celebration of achievement.